we've talked about a little bit about what would you call that? Like personal hygiene, self-care.
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 Yeah, it is personal hygiene as well, though. Actually, is it? Because is shaving your pubes personal hygiene?
Yes.
Is it, though? Because it's quite natural. If you're cleaning it with shampoo, that would be personal hygiene. It's shaving it, is that personal hygiene?
I'm classing that as
Is that
personal hygiene.
hygienic to shave, or is it not?
You're doing too much.
No, but I think it's a good point. If Reeves having to think and do algebra on the spot, that means
I'd say it probably does count as personal hygiene.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking all along.
So Reeve,
Yes,
you are
mate.
actually, I would argue, Reeve is definitely the person that regards self-care up there. You take
Yeah.
self-care as almost a
Yeah.
priority, top 3 priority
You
in
got to
terms
look
of
after
life.
the game piece.
So do I.
Yeah,
Where's
You
the
get one
vodka?
game.
No, not even that, but just about you in general. Self-care. So you read a lot of books about sort of manifestation, keeping your mind right. Are you fucking all right, Chip? You've got some
You're talking about self-care. Give me the fucking vodka. Anyway, self-care. Yeah, let's go.
You've just jumped on that as well, though.
Yes, I
Pointing
have.
the finger at me.
As you can see.
as he pours himself
Not
some
immediately,
vodka.
but over the past few weeks.
I actually have.
Yeah.
I've
What
started
have
to
you
real-
done?
I've started. It's not much because my words are pretty shit, but I've started to try and
I'll
spread
join you on that self-care, mate. Thank
a
you.
positive message in the morning on Instagram story, just to because I did one the other day, and I started getting a ton of DMs back like that message helped me do this and that, and I was like, thank you. Obviously, I had some people message me saying, thanks, mate, I've read this, but I've still failed my exams. That's on you, fella. But it made me feel really good. I was getting like 30, 40 DMs replying back saying, oh, this has helped. I loved reading this. And I also, when I'm on Instagram and I'm just scrolling through my stories, and even if it's someone I don't even know, but they've just put something nice on there and I read it, I'm like, cheer me up a bit there. So
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to start doing it myself.
Even if it's like a bit of motivation.
Yes,
right?
so yeah, I did that today. I said, love yourself, blah, 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 all that stuff. Started reading books as well.
That's what I was about to say, was that you started reading books, and also sort of, I feel like your mindset has changed a little bit. You've definitely taken on the sort of manifestation. Fuck me. Jesus
That was
Christ.
not meant to go.
It'll switch.
He's tried to
If
chuck
you're
a.
listening on Spotify, I've
Sounds
just
like
chucked a bottle of 7-Up.
someone's just
And
hit
it's
the
just
deck.
not gone that well.
So
Carry on though.
no. I just wanted to ask you what sort of stuff that you've been getting into. That has been,
Besides 8 hours a day of anime,
yeah.
but I did that to take my mind off things. I was having a tough time, so anime was like my
Escape.
I can watch.
Yeah.
I deleted Twitter. In
Good
fact,
idea.
I still don't have Twitter. I deleted it like 3 weeks ago, and I've still not got it back. If I need to see something on there or reply to someone important, I just go on the computer.
Yeah.
But I do not have the app on my phone. I re-downloaded Instagram like over a week ago because it's not as bad. I like Instagram, and I need to talk to people on there. So deleting those apps helped. Took my screen time down a lot, and yeah, that was it. The
helped,
anime was a distraction, so I could just enjoy myself for a bit. And now I'm trying to get back into working and doing stuff. I'll be uploading the main channel video. BTS Alex is going to be helping me with that. So that's going to be a banger. You know, Carl, everyone will probably be in it. But
Love that.
those are the steps I've taken.
It's small steps.
It's a journey. It is a journey.
And I wanted to know, because like I said, Reeve is like the king of this stuff.
He's really good
Like,
at it, yeah.
You've read anytime there's a book about like sort of manifestation, or even just about like mindset.
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm big into mindset.
Self-love,
Yeah, I'm
living
big
in the
into
present.
mindset.
What was that book the other day that I sent you?
Which
About
one?
being in the present in the group chat?
Oh, I
And
didn't
you
know.
went,
It
oh,
was Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, wasn't it?
Power of Now on the
think so.
spot.
So what,
yeah.
what do you think about all this sort of stuff? Do you genuinely believe that, because there'll be a lot of people here, you know, when I first heard about like manifestation and saying things like, okay, this is gonna happen, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was a bit of waffle.
Yeah.
Like when you hear this sort of thing, you're there just like, mate, you're just saying it. Like, you got to do something to make a difference.
Action
really,
is more important
than
than-
just thinking it or
Absolutely,
saying it.
absolutely.
But at the same time, as sort of I would say over 2020, I've definitely caught on to more of it. I don't know whether that's because I've been stuck inside a lot more or what it is, but now I'm definitely more along the lines of actually, I low key, like, I don't want to say believing, because it's not like a religion or anything, but I think it has a much more of an effect than I originally thought, like manifesting and, you know, speaking things into existence.
I think one of the biggest things in 2020 is that we had like time to slow down.
And think,
Yeah.
for sure, because we're
But
always at home,
we
aren't
have
we?
so many distractions in our daily life that once they were pretty much removed, you have to fill that with something.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's
Anime.
anime, yeah. But if it's productive, then
Yeah.
you kind of cling on to that. You carry on with it.
Yeah.
So
Which
that's
you want,
what I
you
try
want
to
it
do in
to
my
be productive.
routine. Keep it as progressive as possible, rather than like regressing into stuff.
So what does that mean? What when you say, "Oh, I want it to be more progressive," what did that entail? What did that mean
So
for you?
I've read a book by James Clear called Atomic Habits, which basically implies that you are a product of what you consistently do. So the aim is to be 1% better than you were yesterday.
Yes.
Which is a good. It's not a giant feat. You don't have to be like 50% better.
I like
you don't have
that.
to be crazy amounts, but so long as you put in stepping stones in the right direction, you'll
step
see
forward.
positive changes over long term.
So can you give me an example of something that you've done over the past week that is that 1%? Like, to me and maybe a lot of other people listening, what exactly does that entail? Is that, can it be as simple as instead of leaving my plate in the sink, I've actually cleaned it and put it in the dishwasher or something like that?
Absolutely, yeah. Because then you put a deposit into the foundation of what you. Why are you looking at me like that?
This Johnny's an intellectual.
We're
No,
enjoying
no,
it. We
Deposit into the foundation. like, am I at a bank?
Into the
This guy-
foundations, into the
bank of
foundations
knowledge.
of what you know is good for you. So you
Yes.
therefore become a product of your behavior. For example, if you want to be a runner, the only way to become a runner is to run.
Mhm.
Right.
You can't just do all the research in the world and
Yeah.
check marathon times and the biomechanics of how you run. But unless you actually run, you're never going to get better at running.
Yeah, but
So you
even
have to-
even taking the steps per day to check out the things about running, googling it, researching
Exactly,
it.
that's a small-
That's still a step,
yeah.
isn't it?
But
And that
obviously-
big step will be the day that you actually step
But
out and
obviously,
even
when
run
Cal's
for.
referring to,
Yeah.
the action is the most important part.
Yes, doing it.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, deposit into the what foundation of. This Donny is on a different IQ to me, so I'm like,
No,
when,
you
when,
like
I, when, I
Interstellar,
talk, when, I
bro.
talk, when I talk to him, it's like reading a book.
Bro, it's mad. But
Good
one of
guy
the
to have
biggest
a
things that
conversation
I think Reeve definitely helped me with, it was myself that ended up wanting to do it. And I think it always has to be yourself that has
Absolutely.
to ultimately decide to do something.
Yeah.
But it was start the gym. I've been going to the gym on and off for probably the last 3 years now. But every time it was like, okay, I'll just go to the gym a few times a week. But there was no structure to it. There was no consistency with it. And that was the biggest thing that I struggled with, was consistency. And ultimately, without consistency, I would argue across anything in your life, you're going to struggle to see as good results as maybe
Sure.
you'd like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tough to be consistent with everything that's gone on though.
With
Because
everything.
remember the
Just in
lockdown
life.
hit and you lost a ton of weight because you couldn't actually
Yeah.
go to the gym.
But it's not even that. Even before lockdown, just being consistent. Okay, so I was consistently going to the gym, but then I wasn't consistent in what I was eating. So me going to the gym was great and all, but at the end of the day, I wasn't making the progress I
Yeah.
wanted to make because I wasn't eating consistently. So
Not eating enough, or
yeah, it was.
just eating
That's
shit.
always been my thing, is that I just can't.
it is hard
Inte-
as a skinny
intake
guy
it,
to
yeah.
to take that many calories in. If I didn't have them shakes, I would really have struggled to
Yeah.
put on the weight I did.
That's yeah.
It's hard to eat that much food. If the skinny guys watching this will always say the same thing, it is genuinely hard to.
I'm not gonna
get
lie
food
though.
in you.
What I think as well is this is in a skinny person's mindset, is that I actually always thought I ate quite a lot.
Yeah.
And I was there I'm actually eating a lot, and people would always say to me how are you not bigger, or how do you get away with being that skinny or whatever? Yes, okay, I have a fast metabolism, but I was eating one meal a day and some snacks.
Yeah.
And in my head I was just there that's fine.
But you're smashing that
you're
one
full.
meal down, thinking you're doing well. But in reality, it's about 1,000 calories.
Not
even
one,
that?
yeah, hardly that. And then I'm wondering, oh yeah, I eat a lot, and it's
Yeah.
just I'm not putting on any weight.
Yeah.
But in reality, mate, I've got
Unless
to
the
have
math supports it and you're eating enough calories, then
yeah,
nothing
So
changes.
if you were to give sort of skinny, because there's a lot of skinny people over there, there's a lot of overweight people, and you're someone that sort of very gym orientated, you found it has helped you with mental health,
everything, every exercise is a bioevolutionary part of who we are.
Definitely something you live by.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
everyone should. We are creatures of.
I mean, he's
of-
got
of-
his.
I have got
I've
after
glanced
one,
over to
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I've never seen
We're creatures
you
of
with that one.
movement, and now we're in a society where we are encompassed by so much stress, but it's not. We don't have anywhere to release it or express it. For example, you're stuck in traffic. or you've got a 9 to 5 that you really don't enjoy, but you don't go and exercise. You've built up all these stress hormones, and they're not being put to use in the manner that they should be, i.e., moving. But
exercise.
Yeah, exactly. And then people get upset by that, and down and depressed because chemically they are imbalanced. Pretty much.
Fucking hell.
So yeah, that's one of the biggest things for me. Anyways, I found that every time I would wake up,
you know this, don't you?
Guys, too smart for this podcast. Dropping all kinds of fucking bombs on us.
Chippo likes to play it off.
I know my shit, but at the same time, it's very nice and different to have someone like Reeve on this podcast where you can have a conversation like that. Because normally it's just me and you talking about fucking knobs.
Yeah. I can do that.
I know you can, but we'll get to that.
We're gonna get to that.
We want this. It's nice to have this.
This is why I signed up for. This is why we signed you up for this podcast, mate.